Morning all. Am I audible? Are you able to see the screen which I'm sharing? Please respond.
Yes, sir. Good morning. We are able to see the screen.
What are the topics we discussed in the previous class?
It's about SDLC and types of SDLC, and you have explained about waterfall model and spiral model.
Okay. What is meant by waterfall model?
It is a step-by-step process,
Okay.
and it is like I mean traditional model like where we use in the testing,
Okay.
and the testing will be done by the different phases.
Need exact definition. Yesterday I said that please write 4 points, right? For
Yes,
each model.
sorry, sir, I'm just telling in over. It is like a sequential design process, which will be used often in the SDLC design, uh, in which the progress is seen as a flowing steadily downwards through the different phases, requirement collections and analysis
Okay.
and design, uh,
Okay.
programming, testing and installation and maintenance.
Okay. Why we are using waterfall model other than the remaining models? Any one of you, Vishwanathan, Monica, any one of you can answer. Why we are using waterfall? Why can't we use waterfall? It's nothing but advantage of waterfall and disadvantage of waterfall. Speak out guys.
So advantages will be
Will be
mm,
advantage will be what? For which
each or
projects we
each
are using
phase.
waterfall model?
Smaller projects.
Which type of
It is not applicable
small
for
project?
yes.
Okay. Smaller project.
And it's not
Of
desirable for
course,
the complex. Yes.
what you said is correct, but I am asking is when in which situation we are using waterfall model? It's nothing but if the requirements are
Yeah.
not changing,
Yes.
then we are going to use the waterfall model, right? That's the correct point.
Yes, sir. Actually, I forgot that point. I'm sorry.
Uh, so, can anyone tell why we are using and what is meant by spiral model and in which situation we are using it? Spiral model.
For large and complex for complex project, we go for spiral model.
Okay.
It is not suitable for small projects.
Okay. Why we are using it? In which situation we are using? What is the advantage?
For the complex projects, we'll
Okay, cool. The risk handling is the advantage for the spiral model, and spiral model will be used for the complex projects. The disadvantage is it won't be used for the small projects. All the disadvantages in the waterfall model becomes the advantages of the spiral model. Okay, remember that. And next one is, today we are going to see V model and Agile model, and what's the difference between V model and Agile model, and what is the advantages and disadvantages of model. So before going to see the V model, you people has to know what is the difference between verification and validation. Can anyone tell what is the difference between the verification and validation in generic way? We are wording these words generally, right? In our life, I verified, I validated. We are using these words like that, right? So what is the difference between both verification and validation? No one?
Verification means when we are verifying the things, whether it's correct, whether it's me or not, to go ahead. And validation means validating my details to proceed further, like an
Okay.
authentication, taking the authentication. Like
Okay. Yes, yes, I got your point about the validation. Could you please repeat for the verification?
verification means verifying whether the person is correct or not, whether the things are correct or not. So,
Okay.
like
That will
like
be where it comes under the
details.
validation, right?
Uh,
We are checking that the person
like
is
a
correct or not.
verification is like a
Nothing.
like process of checking it.
Yes, exactly. Verification is nothing but the process of checking. Okay. For example, you are applying for the loan. Okay. You are applying for the loan. When you are applying for the loan, initially they will see the documents whether you are having good CIBIL score. Okay, you are having good CIBIL score or not, and you are belongs to this country, this state or not. They are going to see all those things initially. Okay, that is called verification. Validation is nothing but in the documents, those documents are belongs to you or not. That is called validation. Verification is nothing but they just see all the documents required for this loan are available or not. That is called verification. Validation is nothing but they are going to validate the documents which is given to them. Those documents are belongs to you or not. That is called validation. Getting the difference?
Yes, sir.
Get, getting the difference, guys? Please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay. Next one is, now we can see the V model. This model came up in order to overcome. 1 minute. Am recording or not? Yes, recording. Okay, this model come up in order to overcome the drawback of waterfall model. Okay, why we are using this V model is mostly we are overcoming the drawback of waterfall model. What is the drawback? Here testing starts from the requirement stage itself. Okay, actually in waterfall model we have to wait until the coding is completed, entire application coding is completed, then only we are able to start the testing. Otherwise we are not able to start testing. Is it or not? There will be steps: requirement analysis, design, coding, testing. If first three phases is completed, then only we are coming to the testing phase. Otherwise the testing people will be silent. They don't have any work to do. That is the major disadvantage in the waterfall. We are going to rectify the drawback in the V model. How? Because wherever the development is going on, simultaneously we are going to testing. These parts are belongs to development, these parts are belongs to testing. Immediately we are doing testing besides. We are not waiting until coding is completed. We are doing testing part besides the design and all these things. How can we do? Here you can see. Initially, the customer is given the CRS document to the software company. CRS document to the software company. What is CRS document? Customer requirement specification. Okay, in that document there are the specification requirement to that project as per the customer views. Okay, so immediately when I receive this document, we are going to send this document to the tester to test it whether the requirements are clear or not. Okay, in further classes you know how can you define that the requirements are clear or not. Okay, there is a set of attributes for it. In further classes you guys are able to know what are the correct requirements. Okay, so besides they are sending to the tester, and besides they are converting the document to the SRS document with the help of the BA and developers. Okay, here developers are working here. In this right hand side they are using, they are testers are working on it. Right hand side testers are working on it. 1 minute. Left hand side developers are working on it. Here you can see developers, testers. CRS document is sent to the testers, and it is using by the developers as well. Both are working on the document at once. They are testing it. Here developers are converting into the SRS document. Developers are converting into the SRS document. 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. Okay. So here you can see after CRS is taken by the company, they send to the tester for the acceptance testing, and besides the developer is converting the CRS to the SRS. CRS to the SRS. What is meant by SRS? What is meant by SRS?
Software requirement specification.
Yes, software requirement specification. After converting that CRS into the SRS, again this SRS document sent to the developers to test it. SRS document is sent to the developers to test it. Getting my point? What I'm telling? Getting my point or not, guys?
Sir, I have like I have some questions, sir. When we get like CRS, we will send to a testing team, right? Testing team. Before we are not before the testing. Here developers convert CRS into SRS, right, sir?
Not before the testing. They are doing their work. Here, developers doing their work simultaneously. They are doing. They are not do before testing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Getting my point? Hello.
Okay, sir.
Developers
Yes.
will not wait until the testing is completed for CRS. They both are
Okay,
doing
sir.
simultaneously. Let's take an example. This is the movie. CRS is there. This is one person. This is one person. This person is independent of this person. This person can't wait till this person completes the movie, right? Both are independent. Both can
Okay,
see
sir.
at once, right? Similarly, the CRS document is handled with the testing team to test it, and they are taking the developers also taking this into the to convert into SRS document. Okay, after designing the SRS, they are giving access to the testers. The testers will test it, that is CRS document. After after CRS is done, they are going to the SRS. Okay, so once the SRS document is completed, they are going to send to the client. First of all, they are going to send to the client. If client approves it, we are going to start the high level design. I already explained yesterday what is meant by high level design and what is meant by low level design. Can anyone tell the difference between HLD and low LD? High level design and low level design.
High level design is like just like blueprint, sir.
Okay, what is meant by low level design then?
It will be clearly mention everything like what are the steps going to take, like design, coding, and development. All the things will come under low level design.
Yes. Initially, we are giving the high level design, and this high level design is sent to the testers, testing it, testers testing it. Besides that, they are converting this high level design to the low level design. Okay, the developers are not sitting idle in while the testers doing work. Testers are not sitting idle while the developers are doing work. Both are doing work simultaneously. Okay, low level design. After done with the low level design, we are going to start coding of the product. Once the coding is done, again we are going to do white box testing. In further classes, you guys know what is meant by white box and what is meant by black box testing. Very important interview question. In the interviews, they will ask the difference between white box and black box testing. And we are having alternative names also, gray box and we are glass box. We are calling it as for white box and black box. Alternative names are there. We have to prepare both those things as well. Because in the interview, sometimes they will ask what is meant by glass box testing. At that time, you are simply sitting idle. I didn't hear that in the course. Okay, so for few names there will be alternative names. You have to prepare that as well. Definitions will be same, but there will be alternative headings. You have to prepare for it. White box testing or unit testing, both are same. It was done by the developer, not tester. Okay, once the white box testing is done, we are going to start black box testing. This is all these things are called as a black box testing. Integration testing, functional testing, system testing, and all those things you are going to see in the further classes. Don't worry about what is meant by integration testing, what is meant by functional testing. Okay, so in depth we are going to see in the further classes about the types of testings. Okay, here you can see there are some phases. What is done in the first phase, what is done in the second stage, what is done in third phase, like that. Okay, here the client send the CRS both to the developers and testers. Here client sends a CRS document to the tester, to the developer. The developer translate the CRS to the SRS. The developer translate that CRS document into the SRS document. The testers do the following tests on the CRS document. The tester do the following test on this CRS document. What are the following? Review CRS. Review CRS is nothing but is there any conflicts in the requirement? Is there any missing requirement? Is there any wrong requirements? And he will start writing the acceptance test plan. And he will start writing the acceptance test cases. Acceptance test cases is nothing but he will write the test cases based on their requirement. We are done with these two, right? So on next phase is the SRS is sent to the testing team for review. Okay, the developer sent this SRS document to the testing team to review. And where is this? Yes, developers start building the HLD of the product and the testers do following test on the SRS. Here what he is telling this, the developer start HLD, besides the testers doing test on the SRS. That's what I explained. Okay, theoretically there here. What are the tests on the SRS is nothing but review SRS against CRS is nothing but is every CRS is converted into SRS properly or not, and writing test plan and test cases. Test plan is nothing but how many test cases will be there. We have to plan it in which in how many months we have to complete this testing. Everything we are going to take another test plan. While explaining the project, you are very clear about the what is meant by test plan, test suite, and all those things. While explain the tool which is named as test trial as well. Okay, writing test cases. Remaining stages also same like that. Here you can see whenever we are doing this HLD, the tester is working on this one. Whenever we are doing LLD, the tester is working on HLD. Whenever we are working on the coding, the tester is working on the LLD. Okay, this is nothing but verification, validation is nothing but simultaneously both are working at a time. Okay, let's see what are the advantages and disadvantages. Here you can see testing starts very early stages of product development, which avoids download flow of defects. Download flow is nothing but waterfall model, right? So that disadvantages which we seen in the waterfall model is become the advantage here, because the testing is starts from starting point onwards. Testing is involved in every stage of product development, and deliverables are parallel or simultaneous. Remember this point. This point is very important. Deliverable or parallel or simultaneous. And fourth one is total investment is less. These 4 points are very important if anyone asks advantages. And disadvantages is initial investment is more. You may got one doubt, sir, here telling that total investment is less, but again in drawbacks you have shown that initial investment is more. Both are different. Total investment is different compared with initial investment. Initial investment. For example, if you bought a house with 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs, that is the initial investment. Later you can't invest anything for 15 years or 20 years. Total investment is less, but initial investment is more, right? So it's nothing but initially you have to invest more to test each and every part simultaneously. The testers is required from starting point onwards, right? That's why initial investment is more, but total investment is less because we are going to complete that project in the short span. Okay, that's the drawback here. Initial investment is more and more documentation work is needed, and applications are nothing but long-term project and complex applications. Can anyone tell the difference between the long-term projects and complex applications? No one?
Long-term projects means project will go, it will carry a long time.
Okay.
Complex means it's like will it will be in difficult, means the requirement is changing oftenly.
It's not like that the complex is nothing but it will be requirements are changing frequently. Complex is nothing but if there is a more features in that application and that feature is interlinked with other features. So then we are going to call it as a complex application like IRCTC, Indian
Okay, sir.
Railway Ticket Booking. Okay, and when customer is expected a very high quality product within a stipulated time frame, because every stage is tested is nothing but if the customer is expecting high quality product in a given time, then we are going to use the VNV model. Okay, and this is about the VNV model, and let's see the SL model. It's very important, guys, please be concentrated. Out of 100%, 85 to 90% of the people or companies are using the agile model in a current market. Okay, so agile model is nothing but practice that promotes a continuous iteration of development and testing. It's nothing but here also the developers and testers are work together. Okay, continuously working together. It will be there in the form of iterations. Okay, here agile methodology meanings a practice that promotes a continuous iteration of development and testing throughout the software development life cycle of the project. Is nothing but how long that project takes time. In that duration, the testers and developers are working together continuously. Okay, iteration is nothing but same task is repeated, not like same task. We are going, there is a project which is named as X, that is splitted into the 4 parts, A, B, C, D. In that A, the complete SDLC is followed there: design, coding, testing, deployment. Getting my point? And after that, B part is started again: requirement analysis, design, coding, testing, deployment. And again C, again D, like that it will be continued. But you may ask, sir, what is the difference between the spiral and agile then? In spiral model, we can't deploy. We just design, code, test the A module, and after we are going to start B module and you have to integrate it. After C module, you have to integrate it. After D module, you have to integrate it. And later we are going to deploy all the project at once. That is the spiral model. But in agile model, it's not like that. If you splitted that entire project into the 4 parts, that first part is entirely completed from start to end, and we are going to deploy into the live. Getting my point, what I'm telling? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you just repeat again?
With this,
Sir, Monica, could you please repeat again? It's
okay,
a bit
one minute.
confusing, like in between spiral and desert.
Okay, I will tell one thing. 1 minute. Let me open
Sure.
Notepad. Okay. Here, what I'm going to tell is in spiral model, let's take a project which is named X. Okay, that X project is divided into 4 modules: A comma B comma C comma D. Okay, for A module, what we are going to do in the spiral model? Can anyone? Anyone? No one? Getting my point, guys? No one is responding. Hello.
Sir,
So we
Please
will
respond,
write
guys.
a yeah, we will test a code in a phases wise, like as you mentioned, like as you're writing. So if we are writing for a module, the testing also will be done. So when once the phase A is completed, then they will go for module B, and the testing will be done for the module A along with the module B. So, like likewise, it will
Here,
happen after module C
here
and D as well.
I split 1 minute. I splitted that X project into the 4 modules A, B, C, D. Okay. In the A module, I did requirement analysis, design, coding, and testing, and the testing is done. So after that, I came to the B module and I have to do the requirement analysis, design, coding, and testing. Testing, I have to integrate that B with A and I have to test it. And C again, testing C plus B plus A. In D again, D plus C plus B plus A. Like that, I have to test it. And after completion of 4 modules development and testing, I am going to deploy. I am going to deploy A, B, C, D. Is nothing but X product into life. This is the spiral model. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
But coming to the agile model, it is a continuous iteration process. Continuous iteration process. It's nothing but I'm going to, there is a project which is named as X. Total 20 features are there. I have taken the time of 4 months. Each month I am going to do 5 features, right? 4 months is nothing but every month I have to complete the 5 features, right? So each month I have to do the 5 features. Here each 5 features, first 5 features is considered as a B, second 5 features is considered as a B module, third 5 features is considered as a C module, and last 5 features is considered as a D module. Okay, so in similar way here, same like this only here will be there, but what is the difference is one when you done with the A module testing and all those things, you can deploy into the live, deploy into live. Similarly, B, deploy into live. Similarly, C, deploy into live. Similarly, D, deploy into live. But now you guys can tell the difference between this one and this one, spiral and agile.
In Spiral, after completing all the A, B, C, D, we will deploy into live, sir. In Agile
It's
model, for
nothing but
every step.
ABCD is nothing but entire project is
More.
completed, then only we are going to deploy.
Yes.
But in
But
Agile
in
model,
agile model, it's not like that. That's a major difference. I will tell an example.
Yes, sir. Understood.
The customer came to the software company and asked to develop a project, and the software company agrees, and they will tell that they will develop within the 6 months, or else they will tell that the project will be delivered on 1 year. The customer has given the requirements. After the customer has given the requirement, after 6 months, the market standards are changed. The market standards are changed. So in that situation, what the person has to do? The person has to change the requirements again, and they have to do that person has to do the changes. Is it or not?
sir,
For example, these A, B features are developed and deployed into the live. While developing the C feature, the customer identified that there will be a changes in the market. He want to change some requirement. So what he will do is no need to start the project again from the starting point. What are changes happen? The changes will be included in this C module. That's it. It was quite easy compared with other modules. And one more thing, if the agile model is not there into the market, as I said that the customer is looking that the software company taken the period of 1 year to develop that project, right? So in that 1 year, we are not able to show our project progress to the customer if you are not deploying into the live. We are not able to showcase our progress on the work. But if you are using this agile model, for every 2 weeks or 4 weeks of work will be deployed into the live. Every 2 weeks or 4 weeks of work deployed into the live. By that, the customer see the progress, how the company is developing our product. The customers can easily see the progress of that application, where that application is there now. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here to make you people to understand, I have taken the ABCD module to tell the difference between spiral and agile model. But actually in real way, how it looks like is, we are going to call it as a iterations in agile model. Okay, for example, each iteration may be sometimes it becomes 2 months or 3 months. The iteration will be there for 2 to 3 months sometimes, based on the project. Okay, so there, 1 minute, 2 to 3 months. And in the iteration again, we are having the sprints. Sprints is nothing but 2 weeks of work. Sprints is nothing but 2 weeks of work. 2 weeks of work is nothing but for 3 months. How many sprints will be there? Mostly 6 or 7, right? Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
6 or 7 sprints will be there. So each sprint we are going to discuss with the developer and business analyst, product owner, and scrum master. I will tell you in the further class who is the scrum master. Maybe in the tomorrow class I will explain who is scrum master as well. Okay, don't worry about it. So here sprint is nothing but 2 weeks of work. In every week we are going to check it the tickets, what we are going to develop, what features we are going to develop. Okay, for every 2 weeks of work we are going to deploy the progress what we are done into the live. By that, a customer can see the work progress for the every 2 weeks, how the product is going on, how the development is going on by that company. That's the major advantage. Okay, here you can, these are the advantages and difference between agile and waterfall. We'll see in the tomorrow that one, or else we can see this differences today, and tomorrow we can see some agile models. These are the phases. and some testing methods are there. That's the Scrum, Crystal, and Dynamic, FDT, Lean Software, Extreme Programming. But mostly we are using Scrum only. Okay, don't confuse by seeing all those things. I have given the notes that it might be helpful to the further classes. Okay, here you can see I said that iterations, right? This is the first iteration. This iteration may consist 6 to 7 sprints. Here you can see requirement analysis is there, design is there, building is there, testing is there, planning is there. This planning is nothing but deployment. Okay, we'll see Scrum, who is Scrum, what is Crystal, and all these things in the tomorrow session. But as of now, I will explain you the difference between the Agile and waterfall. Okay, after this done, we will close for the day, and we'll see the Agile models tomorrow. Scrum is very important, we can see in the tomorrow session. And what is the difference between Agile and waterfall model? Agile methodology proposes incremental and iterative approach. Iterative approach is nothing but A, B, C, D. Waterfall is nothing but you have to wait until that previous phases is completed. That is the one difference. And next one is the agile process in software engineering is broken into individual modules, A, B, C, D. The design process is not broken into individual modules. It's nothing but entire process will be done at once. The customer have early and frequent opportunities to look at product. It's very important. Just now I said that the customer can see early and frequent opportunities. It's nothing but every 2 weeks of work the customer are able to see the work progress what is going in that company. Here the customer can only see the product at the end of the project. Once the entire project is completed, then only the customer able to see the product. And agile model is considered unstructured compared to the waterfall model. It was unstructured because in for example, if you miss anything in the A module, you can add that into the B module. If you miss anything in the B module, you can add into the C module. That is the unstructured one. But coming to the waterfall model, it was structured one. It is nothing but the requirements are very clear. The requirements are fixed, the requirements are constant, we can't change it. That's why waterfall model is structured. And agile model is used for the small projects, can be implemented very quickly. For large project, it is difficult to estimate the development time. The development is also easy for the large or complex project, but the little disadvantage is it's we are not able to identify the time on what time the development is completed. Okay, all sort of projects can be estimated and can be completed, and error can be fixed in the middle of the project. In the middle of the project also you can use it, and only at the end the whole product is tested. If the requirements errors is found or any changes have to be made, the project has to be start from the beginning. The project has to be start from the beginning. Here I already said that 2 to 4 weeks of work is called as sprints in the iterations, and here it's not like that. Entire thing will be deployed only once. Okay, these all about the documentation points. And testers and developers are work together in the agile. Testers work separately from the developers in the waterfall model. I will give one more clear example real time for the agile and waterfall. If you are following the waterfall model, you are planning to construct a duplex house. You are planning to construct a duplex house, or else you are planning to construct a G plus one ground floor and plus one floor above on it. So that builder said that we are going to complete it in the 10 months. We are going to complete it in the 10 months. So what you guys are doing is, after 7 months or 8 months, your mind is changed to convert it into the duplex house. Convert it into the duplex house. Is it possible after constructing 60 to 70% of the G plus one into? Is it possible to convert into the duplex? It's not possible, right? We have to collapse entire building and we have to start from scratch again. We have to analyze those requirements and to plan and code and test. This we have to do from start again. That is called waterfall model. But in agile model, initially you thought that that's a G plus one. That's a G plus one. But every 2 weeks of work progress is there from that builder. You guys are checking that every 2 days of work. Every 2 weeks of work is nothing but one sprint. For every sprint you are seeing that report is nothing but, while seeing that report, if you got an idea that you are going to convert into the duplex house, you can easily change it in the next sprint. Getting my point? You can't wait for 6 months. By seeing the report you may get the that idea before 1 month only. Getting my point what I'm telling?
Yes, sir.
Not understand?
Little bit, sir.
Are you guys clear about the SDL and waterfall model first?
Yes, sir.
Vishwanath,
Yes, sir. Yes.
Jyoti,
Yes.
Maunika, solid. Okay. So yesterday I
Yes,
said
sir.
that to write the 4 points for spiral model and to write the 4 points for waterfall model. No one is written. Not sure what happened. Tomorrow I will check. Okay. Write 4 points for each model. Waterfall model, spiral model. Now it was extended to 4 models, right? I explained 2 more models today. That is a verification and validation model and agile model. Agile model is not yet completed. I just explained 20 to 30%. Remaining 70% will be explained in the tomorrow class. Okay. So total 4 models we just discussed in the yesterday and today class. Each model I need 4 points. 4 points is nothing but you can share your assignment like that. You can share your points which you written in the documents through WhatsApp also. It will be fine. Okay. No need to wait until tomorrow. I just check in the class. Okay. If you are done with that assignment, share it to me in the WhatsApp group. Okay. In for every model, what you people had to write is the first one. What is that model? For let's take an example of waterfall model. What is waterfall model? Okay. Why we are using it? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? You may ask the doubt that sir, why we are using and what is the advantage? Both are same. No, not both are same. In which situation we are using the waterfall model? That is why we are using. Advantages and disadvantages are different. The total 4 points. What is waterfall model? Why we are using? What is the advantage and what is the disadvantage? These are the 4 points I need for the 4 models. Total 16 points. Okay. Please try to write when you guys are free in the today, and please submit your assignments in the group which you created. Okay. So thank you all. If you have any doubts, Monica, you are asking something. Do you have any doubt?
No, sir. It's clear. Thank you.
What about you, Vishwant, Jyoti,
Sir, it's clear, sir.
No doubts, sir.
Shailaja?
I am good, sir.
Okay. Thank you all. We'll meet you all again in the tomorrow session. I hope you guys are receiving the recording sessions. If you not receiving recording session, you can reach out your institute people. Okay. Okay. Have a nice day. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.